Hello, this is Jeff with How the Morgans Live. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a gopher problem? Well, let me tell you my story and how I'm finally winning the gopher war. We have 10 acres, and for a long time, I've put down strychnine to kill the gophers with very limited results. And with results aside, the strychnine poison weighed on me regarding being a good steward of the property that I own. So, after trying multiple traps and doing a little bit of research, I finally settled on, right here, the Gopher Hawk. I've been absolutely impressed with the Gopher Hawk. However, I did find one little problem. I don't think it's their fault, but I decided to fix it to make it work better for me. So the Gopher Hawk comes with this little rod, and I still use mine, to probe the ground and find out where that tunnel is. And once you find the tunnel, you use that bigger probe to get down in there and wallow out the hole big enough for your trap to go into. The problem I ran into, in some areas, my ground is so compact that I have to stab the ground 50 times like I was shanking a prisoner back when I was in the pen years ago, just to make the hole big enough for that larger probe to go into, like you're seeing right here. And what eventually happened is I bent the probe. But I love the Gopher Hawk, so I decided I have to find a better way to penetrate the ground. And fortunately, I did purchase 2 Gopher Hawks at the same time, so I went on using the other probe, trying to be a little more careful, and I could probably bend this one back to place and be careful in the future and not bend it again. So after measuring and knowing my probe is about 1.25 inches, I needed to find something about that size to help me punch through the ground. And at our commercial truck dealership, knowing that our guys save just about everything and never throw anything away, I knew I could find something. And I probably walked past this item for 3 years, but I finally found a solid steel rod, the same diameter as the Gopher Hawk. I absolutely think this is gonna work. But I didn't want this to be super heavy, and I didn't need all 4 foot of it, so it's time to get to work. So it was time to put this on the chop saw, cut it down to a short, manageable size, so we could later weld it onto a hollow, regular, empty pipe. A quick blooper, here you can see my camera falling off the table from all the vibrations. Time to reset it and get working again. Now this was a pretty thick piece of stock, so it did take a minute to cut through it, but this DeWalt chop saw finally did the job and got us going along just fine. And finally we did get it cut, and now it's time to make this more pointy, as Elon Musk would say about his spaceships. So it was at this point we moved to the shop at my house and set up a little jig and got to grinding to make that thing pointy. And I have to admit, it did take a while to get this thing down to a point. I mean, it's not a point like a pencil, but it's pointy enough that it's going to go in the ground. And when I got done, I did weld this to the end of a hollow pipe to make a full long staff. And it was at this point I did have to break it to the wife that this was not for her. And boom, here you go. It's the Gopher Staff 2000, ready to penetrate the ground and kill some gophers. And as you see here, there's our little pointy thing welded at the bottom. After all that grinding, it did work out well. And one of the coolest things, this just worked out. The penetrating rod does fit on the end of my pipe, and it stays there for whenever I need it. And one more thing, to get this thing jammed into the ground, I did weld a railroad spike down at the bottom so I could put my weight on this and make it really go down. There's one more picture for you. And to be completely honest, lugging this pole around the yard is not nearly as bad as trying to make a hole in some of my compact soil. So I've made this work better for me, but let me tell you, I love the Gopher Hawk. Sometimes I don't catch anything. That just means I need to move to a new area where the gophers are active, but it sure does work great. And for some evidence, I want you to say hello to my little friend, Mr. Gopher. Well, folks, I thank you for watching, especially if you've made it this far. I hope I've helped you with your gopher problem. If you have any questions, I'm not an expert, but give me a jingle. I'd love to answer them for you. And until next time, we will see you soon.